I'm your host, Richard Burns. Shout out to the professor. I I got a chance to see the packaging for the soap that the professor has. It is amazing. It is gorgeous. Yeah. Shout out to the All Bomb lady as well. These are people that have become entrepreneurs. Hey, Carmen, how are you? Carmen Watson. How you been? I'm taking you to the VIP with me. Had to read a little something, some instructions that were given to me for this load that I'm picking up. It's a relay load. So I'm sitting here at the first pickup. I got two pickups and then the delivery. So I'm at the first pickup, which was scheduled for 9 a.m. I arrived at 8. However, the load was not ready. Most of the load was coming in by way of another truckload to combine with whatever they had ready now. Oh, I hope you guys can hear me. You know what? Let me go ahead and do a little something here, just to make sure that my thing is working properly. You know, you want to make sure that your thing is working. Not good, but I am okay. Okay. Trying your best. Well, that's the best that you can do. Let's switch it over. Let me put some volume on this. It sounds kind of low. You agree? It sounds low? And I hear a lot of static in the back. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So it suddenly got loud. I don't know if it's because I got close to the phone. Not sure what it is, but if it does get low, let me know. Get low. Yeah, let me know. We got us a K-shaped economy. I've been waiting for my contacts, as well as some economists that I listen to. I've been waiting. And the majority have declared that we are in a K-shaped economy. Here's part of the K. Hey, how's it going, Matthew? Here's part here. When you're making the K, you know you got this vertical line. Sorry, and then you go from here. Let's say the middle of the vertical line, and then you have one line going up and to the right, and then you have another line going down and to the right. So in a K-shaped economy, basically the ones that are going up and to the right are the wealthy, and they're going up and to the right, meaning that they're getting wealthier. And most other people are going down and to the right, so their buying power is decreasing. However, people that are actively participating in the stock market are benefiting a lot more than people who are not. When I say actively, let me be clear, okay? It means that they are participating in the stock market in one way, shape, or form, whether it be through a retirement account or an individual account or a Roth IRA. And if you're managing it yourself, even better. Provided, of course, that you have the discipline to be able to manage it. Plenty of people can manage. Who that is that's saying bye? Who's saying bye? Thank you. Hey, how's it going? I'm having a hard time reading these names, man. What the heck is going on? It's my glasses. They're all filthy. Glasses are filthy, so I'm having a hard time being able to read people's names. Happy Valentine's. Oh, it's my girl. Yeah. Now I see you. Happy Valentine's. Yes. 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 Thank you so much. I miss you too. I miss all you guys. I hope more people come in. So going back to what I was saying, if you're not participating in the stock market, this is not financial advice. This is not investment advice. This isn't tax advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I've been sick. I was sick for a hot minute, and then I was having a hard time settling down on, hey, hook it up. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. I'll wait. I was having a hard time finding the type of content that I wanted to put out. So many things has happened since I was out. I mean, a lot of things. And it was an overwhelming amount of stuff between what was happening with ICE and the economy and Bitcoin and this and that and the third. It was a lot. And I'm not trying to repeat a lot of what's already been said. Like with the halftime show with Bad Bunny, which was very interesting. I only saw a small clip. I had a discussion about that with my son, and I was expressing some dissatisfaction with the show, because the faces that I saw. Hey, what's going on, Nunu? Glad you made it. Right, so just a little disappointment, not too bad. And it had a lot to do with the faces that I saw in the clips that I saw of the halftime show. I didn't get to see the whole thing. My son told me that I should see the whole thing, because then, thank you, Nunu. I'm happy to see you here. Excuse me. I hope you guys can hear me okay. And the faces that I saw on the clips that I saw are representative of the outcome of policies that were implemented in places like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Brazil, Argentina, just to name a few. And if you're a student of history, of that particular history, you understand what I'm getting at. It didn't reflect the real Puerto Rico. I'll put it that way. there's a segment of the population, of the Puerto Rican population, that was not shown. I'll give you an example. I didn't see Bad Bunny highlighting on stage along with his main performers anyone who looked like Roberto Clemente, for example, or Tego Calderón, or Ismael Rivera, or La Lupe. Everybody I mentioned is Puerto Rican. However, they don't look the same. A typical Jíbaro. Okay. Jíbaro is the name given to the colonizers who didn't exactly fit in, the Africans and the indigenous population that fled into the mountains and procreated amongst those three groups and their offsprings. Those are Jíbaros. They stayed away from the coastline because they didn't want to have encounters with the colonizers, Spaniards. So they mixed up in the hills, had their own society. That's the Jíbaro. There were some references made that are a part of the culture. Hey, Brit Family Fun. Yeah, we're about to have some fun now. I brought my face, by the way. And so this is something that I'll say it in Spanish, and this is part of the policies that were implemented in the countries that I mentioned. Okay, they talk about dañando la raza. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go and try to get a translation for that. I'll say it again. Dañando la raza. It's a popular phrase in places like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Brazil. And that's not really something I care for, obviously, for those who know. Okay, obviously. And yeah, hey, hi Jay. Is that a Draco? I'm having a hard time because I haven't been able to clean my glasses well enough to be able to see. But yeah, okay. A segment of my DNA comes from West Africa. Hey, tell bro I said hello too. What up, bruh? A segment of my DNA comes from West Africa and South Africa. But another segment of my DNA comes from where the colonizers come from. But I lean toward my African DNA in physical attributes, especially from the waist down, and and I don't know, I gravitate toward that part of my DNA for some reason. I don't know. Now, the colonizer side of my DNA, They are some very aggressive people, and they mistreat my other side of my DNA. Yeah, too much information. And I don't like that. I don't like that. And I don't celebrate when they mistreat that side of my DNA. And they can be very cruel. Very cruel. The European DNA side, very cruel. I don't like that. And I don't know how to describe it, but hey, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time. Grab this thing. Ooh, and it's getting hot too. Oh, it's Double D. Hi, Double D. Yeah, if I leave that thing, see, that's what I'm talking about. Why is that not? I don't understand. I'm not getting the full effect. It's supposed to be on, but I don't feel it. Am I getting any? I'm giving you some armpit. Sorry about that. I gave you guys some armpit. So, yeah, they could be extremely cruel. I don't. Now, my situation is kind of odd. Very odd. It's kind of like my physical attributes is the result of a skipping of a generation, because my father has, you can tell that he's got melanin, but he's one of those people that are white passing. He's got hazel eyes. And within that side of the family, his mother looks like a glass of milk with green eyes. That's what she looks like. So that side of the family. That side of the family has what's my father? My father's second generation in his mother's side. He's second generation. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. My father's second generation from his mother's side of families that were sent to the Dominican Republic to re-establish a white population. His dad my father's dad looks similar to what my father looks like, so. But grandma does love the chocolate, and that didn't go very well with her family. I think as a result, I'm when I visit family in the Dominican Republic, I'm tolerated because of my father. Because of my father's legacy, I'm tolerated. Yeah, right? Isn't it crazy, D? Yeah, I'm tolerated, right? So, my father's family members are careful not to insult me, with the exception of one aunt. Boy, she used to rip into me, but she was chocolate. That aunt of mine was chocolate. She was dark, because remember, my grandmother loved the chocolate, and she came out chocolate, real chocolate. But boy, she used to rip into me. She used to rip into me to the point where I couldn't help but laugh. I mean, it was just It was just that outrageous. It was just uncalled for, outrageous. That I used to laugh. It used to get her upset because she really thought she was hurting my feelings, but it was too comical. It was too comical to hurt my feelings. Maybe if she would have toned it down a little bit, maybe she would have accomplished her goal and hurt my feelings. But it was just over the board. Like if she made dinner and I was still hanging out across the street with our cousins and whatnot, she would just insult. She would insult me with the most outrageous. I mean, it was so far over the top. Like, yo. What did she used to say? What do you call that when you can't have kids? When you yeah. What do you call that? She was saying that I was sterile. That I was like, why would you even think something like that? Just because I didn't run to the house because dinner was served or something like that? I don't know. She was bugged out. Yeah. But the others were kind of careful. For some reason, they had a little more respect for my father than she did. So I'm in Florida right now. I'm by Tampa, really close to Tampa. I'm like maybe 10 miles from Tampa, along I-4. Picking up berries, which I had a 9 o'clock appointment, but it's, what time is it? It's, wow, it's 2:40 and they still haven't assigned a door for me. Pretty crazy. And this air conditioning system is pretty crazy too because I don't feel it. Like, what the fruit flavor's going on over here? Hi there. I gotta squint to be able to read your name. Warrior of Peace? Okay. Let's fight then. If it's for peace, let's fight. Warrior of Peace. I like that. Yeah. But I'm a lover, not a fighter. Yeah. At least I like to think so. Yeah. I've got a great imagination. Oh, that's your game name? Okay. Okay. I'm not really a game. You know what? I was hooked to a game back in the 90s. I was so hooked to this game. Crazy. I went to, I'm trying to remember the game. Very popular game. Very popular. Call of Duty. Okay. Call of Duty. I never got into Call of Duty. No, by that time I wasn't doing any games. This is before I got serious about my financial future. I was oh my God. I was on the game. My son's mother was upset because I was on the game. I had already been on the game for hours. And she left to go do something. It took her a while. However, when she got back home, I had moved my bed over to the desk where I had my computer so that I can lay on the bed while I was playing. She was so angry. And it was time to go to bed and I was still playing. And when she woke up the next day to go to work, she saw me playing the game. And she asked me, Have you slept? No. I've been on the game. I think that if she didn't have to go to work that morning, I think she would have poured hot grits on and thrown the whole computer out. It would have been in the garbage. At that point, I realized she had a problem. Yeah, not me. I was the one with the problem. She had the problem. Pretty wild. Age of Empires, that's what it was. Age of Empires. And what turned me off to it was that when grouping together with people online to play, I noticed that some people had hacks. Al Green special with the hot grits. Yeah! Yeah, Double D. Oh my God, this guy's making me nervous. Watch this. It's like he can't decide how he's gonna back up. And he's getting, and he keeps getting terribly close to me. Oh, look at you, Nunu. Hubby's taking you out on a date. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Happy to you, girl. And this guy's still going back and forth. What the heck? He ain't getting no Valentine's present because his parking is terrible. Enjoy yourself, Nunu. Enjoy every moment. Now, guys, let me ask you something. Are you guys getting your stock market in? I hope so. I would love it if you guys were all 2%ers. No shade for the 98%. No shade. Understand that, okay? No shade. The reason why I don't cast shade on the 98%. 98% are just impulsive shoppers and impulsive buyers. No shade. Why not? Because us 2%ers make money off of the 98%ers without having to do anything to them, without having to do anything. All we need to do is buy stocks. That's it. Don't forget, this isn't financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. That's all we need to, my man. That's all we need to do. That's it. And for my peoples, my close peoples, like Double D, like Nunu, like Hook It Up Homestead, like basically just about everybody who's here right now or who came and left, I could provide them with a copy of my portfolio, or one of my portfolios. I got several. Oh, really nice, Double D. You see? Now you got me excited. Now you got me. I would show you, but I don't think YouTube would appreciate that. But see, that excites me, because I'm honestly, while most people are not doing well financially or are struggling, the people that are investing, they're not struggling anywhere near what the average person is. In fact, they're well positioned. Well positioned. While inflation has been hitting people, while the prices of food and fuel and all that other stuff, Not on YouTube, huh? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the thing that. Let me do a quick check over here and see if this thing is. Yeah, okay. Cool. Uh, the people who have money in the stock market are the ones that have been benefiting all this time. While people have been affected negatively by inflation, by the cost of food, by the cost of fuel, by rent increases, by insurance increases, by HOA increases. Investors have been enjoying increases in the value of their portfolios, which is delicious if you're in the market. I manage my own portfolio. I don't depend on anyone managing my portfolio. You could do the same thing too. Now, I don't on YouTube. I don't provide, uh, and I've mentioned this before. I don't provide too many details about how to go about doing certain things because I believe that uh, that's something that should be established through relationships. That's something that should be established through relationships. If we have a good relationship, then I don't mind sharing things, but not for the sake of just putting things out there like that. I mentioned before, there are people that pay a lot of money to acquire information about how to go about doing things in the stock market. Whether it be finding out about certain companies to invest in, how to build a portfolio, uh, how to build a defensive portion of your portfolio in case of stock market instability. What kind of investments serve as a store of value, things like that. How to trade options, especially. I don't just teach it to anyone. I used to teach it for free to a lot of people, but I gave that up. I started realizing that a lot of people weren't even grateful for learning that stuff. And people got to pay big money to learn that stuff. But it's all good, though. It's all good. What I think is super important, even besides all that, is the mindset you need to get involved in something like that. Because people get carried away when they first get into the stock market. People get real carried away, especially when they see one or two content creators that like to encourage people to purchase their courses. They like to highlight their most successful trades, and people get carried away. People start imagining themselves becoming wealthy overnight, and if you do that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, if you do that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. If you tried, um, the truth is that those people that try to encourage you to buy courses, they make their money on what they're charging people for the courses, not the actual trades. They might have some successful trades here and there, but when they suffer losses, they suffer terrible losses. Right now, I'm monitoring an individual that's trading options. Oh, wow. Let me read what Double D said. Yeah, I understand, and it's wonderful that I had the mindset. And I was like, when I started, your words hit me in a positive way and good perspective. For that, I thank you and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for that, Double D. Thank you very much. Because I think the mindset. Hey, Lisa! I think that the mindset is probably number one when it comes to investing. Mindset. Because people are easily detoured from their plans when they first engage in the stock market. By the way, Lisa Stocks, I love her content because she's very responsible with her content about the stock market. Very responsible. I love that. And it takes discipline. Listen, there's so many out there that can lure you in so easily because its foundation is all about get rich quick. And getting rich quick is not the way. Of course, there are exceptions. Of course, there are people who have a tremendous winning streak. But those are the exceptions, not the rule. And even when you try to imitate what they do, you're not going to get the same results that they get. In trading, conditions can change in the blink of an eye. I have a student of mine right now. I set up a trade. I saw a trade, and I didn't wait. I opened my trade, and after I was done opening the trade, I sent the trade over to my student. And when they opened up their trade, they didn't get the same premium, okay? They didn't receive the same amount of money for that trade that I received. Now, it took them an hour for them to actually execute their trade. And they got a better deal than I did. That's the type of outcome that I do like. That a student of mine actually has a better performance than I do. I love that. And that's exactly what happened. And it's the same trade on the same day, but because they executed their trade 1 hour later than I did, they were better off. Now, that doesn't happen often. What typically happens is if I do my trade now and they do their trade later, even if it's a minute later, they tend to get less for their trade than what I get. But once I'm about to trade, I lock in and get the trade done. But for this student, it's more important that they learn the process. I let them execute the trade, and then I break down exactly what I was looking for. what drew my attention to that particular stock, and what exactly I was looking at that convinced me that I wanted to execute a particular type of trade, which was an options trade. Now, options is a little funny. Options is short term. So the tax implications are different from long term. Long term is anything over a year. If you purchase something and you wait a year or more, then you're going to wind up paying less taxes than you do if you buy and then sell it in under a year. And it's a significant difference. So when you do day trading, or when you buy a stock and sell it in under a year, or when you do options trading, those are all short term. And because they're short term, then you pay taxes at whatever level you earn money at. So if you have a job and you make X amount, whatever tax bracket you're in, that's what you're going to pay. However, when it's long term, you'll be paying 15 to 20% in taxes, which is a lot less than what you're probably paying on your salary. Short-term capital gains and long-term capital gains. That's the terminology, in case you're wondering. Look, when you buy a stock, you got one or two things going on. Maybe there's a third. Maybe there are I can think of one exception right off the rip. You're either buying a growth stock, which means that the price of the stock has to increase with time so that you can sell it at a much higher price, and that's how you make your profit. Or you buy a stock that pays a dividend, which means that it's an income producing stock. You got a choice. And you can combine it with your portfolio. You can have some that generate income, some that are growth. You can mix and match. Now, Apple does both. I don't know if I should have told you that. Hey, coach. I don't know if I should have revealed that. But there you have it. Apple pays a dividend. Well, the last time I dealt with Apple, it was paying a dividend. And it's considered a growth stock at the same time. Ain't that something, huh? Yeah. One of the few exceptions. Now, there you go. If you're going to buy a stock, talking about buying now. When you buy a stock, your brain is wired in such a way that you could do that with your eyes closed. Buy low, sell high, right? Do that with your eyes closed. Where things start to get complicated is when you short sell. I'm doing much better now, coach. My voice is still a little, but I'm doing a whole lot better. So when you short sell, now things start to get a little confusing. You might go through the motions of executing the trade in the beginning and get completely lost when it's time to close the trade. So, and that's another thing you need to get used to when you trade. You open and close. Are you buying to open or selling to open? Are you buying to close or are you selling to close? Huh? Yeah. With short selling, it can get confusing. First of all, in order for you to perform a short sale, you have to have something in your account called margin. And margin may not be activated until you reach a value of $2,000 in your account. So what happens with margin? Well, once you get margin, let's say you have 2,000. It could be 2,000, it could be 2,500. It all depends on your broker. Let's say it's 2,000. Some brokers will lend you an extra $1,000 for you to buy more stock. Of course, that extra $1,000, you're gonna need. Hey, thank you, D, for that. You're gonna need to pay interest on that extra $1,000. It's not a big deal, but understand that you'll be paying interest because it is a loan, right? So you got 2,000 in the account. They're willing to lend you 1,000. Some will go so far as to lend you 2,000. So you'll have 4,000 to play with. Ain't that fun? Well, boys and girls, let's do a short sale. You got the margin. Let's say they're willing to lend you the 2,000. You got a stock. And you're under the impression that this stock is going to go down in price. But remember, our brains are wired so that you make money when the price goes up. So what do you care if the price goes down? Well, if you're short selling, you care. Because let's say the stock is $75 and you want to sell it at $75. You sold to open, or you opened it by selling. You got to close it out. How are you going to close it out? By doing the opposite. You're going to close it by buying. Cool. Now there's a little confusion, because now you're looking at the stock price. You sold the stock, you're looking at the stock price, and the price is going down, and you're getting nervous. You're getting nervous because of the way your brain is wired. Your brain ain't wired to think of the value of the stock to go down and you're making a profit. See, you're still buying low and selling high. You're just doing it backwards. You sold high. That's the first thing you did. You opened and sold. You sold to open. You're selling to open. And then the price goes down, it goes lower. So now you are buying low. It's the same thing, just doing it backwards. Now here's the part where margin kicks in. And it's just added confusion. That same stock that cost $75, I don't own it. So how can I sell it if I don't own it? That's what margin is for. They don't just lend you cash. They lend you stocks. Oh. So I got this. So I'm selling the stock that I don't own because my broker is nice enough to lend me the stock because I got margin. Here I am, I'm selling it. The price goes down from 75 to 70. And I say to myself, ooh, the price went down. Good amount. I'm going to buy it back, right? because the first thing you did was sell it. And in order to close it, you got to do the opposite, which is to buy it. So I'm buying it back at 70. $5 difference. Maybe it's 100 shares. At $5, that's $500. So once I buy it, what happens? Does the brokerage keep the 500? No. Well, why not? Because I didn't borrow cash from the broker. I borrowed stocks. They want their stocks back. Just so happens that I borrowed it to sell it. Sold it at 75. Went down to 70. I bought it back at 70. All reversed. All with something I don't own. I keep the 500. Ooh! That's short selling. That can be confusing. Very confusing. But now, here comes options to confuse you even more. First of all, you're not buying or selling stocks. You're working with contracts that are impacted by the change in the stock price. The change in the stock price impacts the prices of the contracts. Can you use margin for that? Absolutely. But now, we spoke about how your brain is wired. You buy low, stock price goes up, you sell it, make a profit. Everybody's brain is wired for that. But then we went to short selling. Now our brains got scrambled a little bit. But how about a situation where you can make a profit and the price of the stock doesn't even move at all? Huh? Right. It's not going up. It's not going down. That same stock that was $75, 30 days later, is still $75. Then what? Hey, Alicia, how you doing? Thank you for popping in. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. So, now you have a stock that you either bought or sold the contract. Thank you so much, Alicia. The feeling is mutual, believe me. And now, 30 days later, and by the way, options have an expiration date. You choose the expiration date. And now, here's the expiration date. And the stock is still $75. The price hasn't gone up or down. For what reason? I don't know. But you look at your account and you're up $100 or $200. Huh? Hold on. The price of the stock didn't go up. It didn't go up. The price of the stock didn't go down. So if it didn't go up, with the way our brains are wired, there was no way to make a profit. With this new short selling thing we got going on, the price didn't go down. There was no profit to be made. So how the heck did we make a profit when the price didn't move? Well, that's the nature of options. See, you're working with contracts. You're not working with the stock itself. And there are strategies that will generate a profit for special cases just like that. So with options, you can make a profit if the price goes up, if the price goes down, or if it doesn't move at all. But let me warn you, for those of you who are curious about options, now that you've heard this, options has a lot of moving parts, a lot of things to consider. Some people check everything, like the fundamentals of a stock, and they do a technical analysis. What's technical analysis? Reading the charts, reading candlestick formations and price patterns on the chart. You could check a one-day chart, a weekly chart, monthly. It can get very elaborate when it comes to technical analysis. There are people out there that dissect a chart like they're doing brain surgery. Some people don't even use charts. Some people don't check fundamentals. Some people are strictly using the Greeks. When you're doing options, you can check certain categories known as the Greeks. You got the delta, you got the gamma, you got the vega, you got the theta, and you got rho. And they just check the probability, and there's a mathematical formula. It's not complicated. A mathematical formula that can help you have an idea as to how high or low the price of the stock will move at the expiration date that you choose. It could be a day later, a week later, a month later. And in options, you develop certain guidelines. Develop certain guidelines, and if you're disciplined, you stay within those guidelines, and you determine how far out you're going to go, whether you're going to buy to open, sell to open, what the criteria is for you to pick and choose either one of those two things, what type of strategy you're going to use. Are you going to use a neutral strategy, a directional strategy? A neutral strategy was the last example I gave you, where the price didn't move. But a directional one is where the price does move. And depending on the strategy, you got to be right about the direction that stock price goes. If you're expecting the price of the stock to go down, then you have to be correct on that direction. Vice versa, if you choose it to go up, then you have to be right, depending on the strategy. But there are strategies that are a little more lenient. You might be correct on the direction. Hey, sip! You might be correct on the direction. However, it may not reach the level or the price that you were expecting it to. And you can still walk away with something of a profit as opposed to a loss. Yeah, so that's the options world. Like I said, it's got a lot of moving parts, and you have to be careful. You have to. And once again, there are going to be plenty of content creators out there that are going to encourage you to adopt this idea that you're going to get rich quick. And from my experience, no. Like I said, there are exceptions. There are exceptions. But imagine going to a doctor's office and telling you, listen, after doing your blood work and everything else, I'm doing well, Sip. Thank you for asking. I hope you're well too. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't know if Double D's still in here. He was here. So you go to the doctor's office and the doctor tells you, look, you can't leave without getting a shot. But you get to choose the shot that you want. This one shot, you'll be okay. You'll live a normal life. Whatever amount of years normal is. However, this other shot will add another 100 years to your life. But there's a 98% chance that it will poison you and unalive you right now. Thank you, Sip. There's a 98% chance that you will get poisoned and you'll be unalived right here in this office. So which of the two syringes do you want? When you see people that are the exception to the rule, remember those two syringes, remember those two shots, because you might be witnessing someone who took that 98% chance but fell on the 2% side. But that's way too slim. So yeah. D, what's up, brother? Yeah, I'm right here. D, you came at the tail end, man. Yeah, I'm about to shut it down because I'm sweating, man. I'm sweating big time, and I don't know what's going on with this air conditioning unit. I did everything I was supposed to. Freightliner. Interior comfort is on. Optimized idle. But I'm not getting that cool effect. I'm not getting it. Yeah. D, I want if you get a chance, check out the video. I'm about to go off any minute now, but check it out because I was talking a lot about certain aspects of investing. Yeah, I was having a good time, man. Good time on the. I usually have a good time on the line. I don't know what it is, but I guess I haven't graduated to troll status. I don't get trolls like that. That means the algorithm ain't pushing my stuff out there like that. You gotta get like 8 or 9 trolls talking crazy junk about you just so that you know you made it. You know? That's what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to draw the trolls. But in any event, D, better late than ever. By the way, there's another D here. I call him Double D. DeAndre Dobbs, the show. And by the way, and all these people here, they've got their own channels, man. I would encourage you to go check them out. Give them some love. I give the Sip and Double D a lot of love. They love it when I give them love. Yeah. Yeah, rewind it. Yeah, the trolls are pushing other channels, man. I ain't getting no trolls. Look It Up was here. Luna was here. Pretty wild, man. Coach Mean Green was here. Brit Family was here. Lily was here, aka Omega. Carmen was here. They were showing love, man. Man, they showed me so much love. I'm gonna need a shower. Yeah, I'm gonna need a shower. A shower and a cigarette. That's how much love they showed. Yeah. Troll me, man. Because if not, I'm not gonna get no algorithm support from you. They don't like it. They're not from the hood, so they don't like it. Yeah, man. Yeah, well, what happens is when the algorithm starts pushing your content out there, a lot of knuckleheads perceive a new target. So that's kind of like a verification that you're getting pushed out there. I want to get pushed out there. I've got protection, so I'm not even worried about that. Oh my goodness! Yeah, it's hot here. I'm gonna take off all my clothes. I don't have any nuts. No, that's the only time I draw the attention of the trolls, man. When I got my nuts in my mouth. I gotta get a new bag. I gotta get I get walnuts because walnuts are really healthy. The shell on the almonds are not good for you. The shell, that coating, yeah, it's not good for you. You know what? Now that I think about it, because I highlighted my nuts on the channel, I've been getting a lot of ads. I've been getting a lot of ads about erectile dysfunction pills. Yeah. But those aren't ads that I'm getting paid with, so I don't understand the purpose. I need trolls. I need for my nuts to get pushed out there, so that the trolls will attack. It seems to be the only way that my content gets pushed out there. And when I'm on a live, it's especially backdoor problems, man. I mean, but I don't get any ads for backdoor issues. Well, on occasion they talk about prostate health and stuff like that. It must have something to do with what I talk about on the lives. I think what's especially attractive to trolls is when I have my nuts in my mouth. I think that draws their attention. See, I'm getting a weird beat. Hey, Queen! There you are. Queen, we got plenty of time, by the way. You know what I'm talking about. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time. And we're doing good. I'm trying to figure out how to get trolls. Now Queen gets trolls. She gets trolls. You know what? She gets one better. She gets people that actively engage with her on serious subjects and has an actual discourse with her. And they even get disrespectful sometimes. Now, those aren't trolls. And I think that that's pushing her algorithm. But me, yeah, I don't have that. Wow, this lady just swept her trailer. Yeah, they're two-way. They're two-way. You know, I do something near my phone. I've got the, what do you call that? The sanitizer, hand sanitizer. So what I do is I pour enough hand sanitizer on my hand and I squeeze it constantly. So it sounds suspect. It sounds like I'm doing something. And I do it near the microphone. Maybe that's why I get some of the ads that I get. Because it sounds like I invited someone into the truck. Yeah. Yup. And things got wet. Yeah. I'm looking for I usually have two. I usually have two sanitizers, one in the front, one in the back. One in the back. Yeah. Keep one in the back. 5 fingers, man. 5 fingers of slush. That thing is just going whoosh, 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 and I do it near the microphone. Oh, see? Okay, so yeah. I'm not that courageous. I won't talk about nobody's mama. That was an instant fist fight back in the day in school. You know, when the kids back in the day in elementary school, we used to square off, right? Shoulder to shoulder, opposite shoulder, and we'd be going around in circles, nudging one another to see who's going to swing first. But if you want action, like immediate action, while you're going around in circles and nudging them, just say your mother. The fists were flying. And I hated that. I hated fighting. I guess I can classify as a knucklehead, because even if I did that and didn't like to fight, I would still say your mother and get punched right in the face. I hated that. Yeah, I guess you do got to talk to people crazy. Oh, okay. Respond to the okay. Oh yeah, right there when we could buy some now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing, though, Sip. Um, I used to just say the strangest things, and people were like, "Yo, what's up with this dude? You better better watch this dude right here. He's oh my God, what is it, man? I mean, I don't know. Nothing? Not even a Lord help. Oh, here we go. Going back? What do you mean? Going back, Queen? Yeah. I got punched in the mouth a lot, but because of my reflexes, I'm still able to keep all my teeth because of my reflexes. One of the most ridiculous places you can and be a regular. Oh, okay, okay. See, I troll. I do troll. I go to basically everybody's channel that's subscribed to me, and then I'm subscribed to them. I troll all the time. Oh, hit the panel. Yeah, okay. Gotta hit the panel. Yeah, I'm weirdo status for a lot of places that I go to. Yeah. Yeah, but some of the stuff that I have said and done is worthy of getting my ass kicked. It really is. But I still don't like fighting. All right, cool. Cool, D. Well, you know what, folks? I'm gonna shut it down now because I'm in Florida, near Tampa, and it's blazing hot right now. What's the temperature over there? I don't even know. It's 91 degrees. Ooh. And I'm inside this box with the windows closed so I can reduce the noise because all the trucks are on with their ACs. But I got this function on this Freightliner that says, yeah. You know? So, everybody, thank you for coming in. Thank you for showing me love. So much love, like I said before, it's time to go take a shower and smoke a cigarette. That's how much love y'all gave me. Is it because it's Valentine's Day you gave me this much love? Or is... No, it's regular. Yeah, this is regular. You guys always show me love. Thanks. And, yeah, don't worry about showing me love. I have protection all the time, so we're good. Thanks. Stay fresh. The professor hates when I say keep it moist. So keep it profitable. Stay fresh and keep it profitable, y'all. Peace. I love y'all, guys. Yeah. Even with your clothes on, I still love you. Bye.